All right, we are ready. So printer is ready, clay is ready, and I brought the table, the bed. So this one is just plywood, and I think 3/4 inch. In this case, I cut it with the CNC. So this one does fit, but it doesn't have to fit this shape. If you have any square shape fit into this printer, yeah, you can use it. So what I'm gonna do is let me open the connection, move to home. Also, I like to show my screen. So let me share my screen with you. All right, so here is the printer setting. Let me move these bars a little bit. Okay. So first of all, the printer, I have a design here. This design is actually from Internet Archive. It's one of the Korean ceramics, and I traced the shape and then make a 3D file. Then load it to the slicer. I'm using the Repetier host, and slicer is, let me show my slicer setting. So this one is a slicer, and like you just the date is even I forgot that like which year, but this is the first day I created the setting. For the plunger, I like to use 0.8, but the auger, I can do more like fine details, but for plunger, I think 0.8 is just fine. Also, definitely you can change the settings as well. And I'm gonna go for spiral vase, and I set up the 3 bottom layers. Infill, yet no. And I don't use any skirt and brim. If you want, actually you can use one loop here as well. Let me show you how that could work. And I just save the setting. In terms of speed, I like to print slow. So the parameter will be 12 millimeter per second. And I just set it all. The infill, it actually doesn't really matter because I'm not going to use any infill for this one, but I set it all same speed. Travel is slightly fast, and the first layer speed will be just 100% because I'm not printing any hot plastic. So this is it. And filament setting, actually its diameter doesn't really matter, but extruder temperature, I set it to 25, but also it doesn't really matter because it doesn't have a hot end, or even it doesn't have a temperature sensor. So like the firmware I configured that it automatically set to 25. And although it doesn't have the sensor, if not, like it will tell like sensor is defective, etc. So there's the cooling. It's not cooling, but we need to use a fan to cool down the stepper motor. And says okay, I'm gonna just save it. Then this one is my setup for retraction. So the nozzle is not exactly 1.45, but this is the best value I found so far. And minimum, maximum, the layer height limit, etc. So retraction here, the length will be 80, it will lift the Z 2 millimeter up, and the retraction speed will be 120 millimeter per second. So it will spin pretty quickly. But if you use different stepper motor with different threaded shaft, you may need to change it. How I found this value is I just did numbers of tests to figure that out. This is the general setting of my slicer. Yeah, it takes time. It's just my first time sharing all these detailed settings. Hopefully it helps you to start. The next thing is really, really important thing. So go to the printer. If you go to printer, actually there's an EEPROM setting. Actually this one is, I forgot even the acronym of EEPROM, but you can access to the Arduino board and has all the settings, for example, which means X minimum, the X length, Z, etc., etc. And what you need to do is find the extruder number 1 steps per millimeter. So when you actually change this value, your extruder will spin much faster or slower. For this one, I'm using 17. But for example, the auger screw, I need to use a much higher value for this one because steps per millimeter, which means like if it's auger, it should turn much quicker, faster, more. But this one, as it's a plunger, it should be slower. So actually you can change the setting here as well. You can start with something like 1720, and then you can, as you do some test print, you can do it up and down. Again, I have a hard time figuring things out. So like hopefully these tips will help you to start printing your print clay and start build your tools. I know it's not for everyone because building your own tool, it involved with numbers of trial and error process. Anyway, so now I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna close it. So this vase archive a ton of images and data information there. What I like to do is this one is just already digitized. I think that this book published in 1966. So even we don't know where is this physical one, but I will try to print it, 3D print it with ceramic 3D printer. So once it's done, I'm gonna hit slice with slicer. Now I have the setup. This one will run approximately 19 minutes. The extruder can handle something like 20 minutes print, so it'll be fine. And I can go to the print panel. And what I need to do is actually I need to do, I will show you, maybe you can see. With a tiny screen here, I'm gonna put it. And extruder, and I'm gonna actually extrude some clay. So this one's a 50 millimeter. Actually, it's not. This one is for filament, but actually we will extrude a certain amount of clay, and I want to make it a little faster. So I put 300 extruded, and I will actually stop sharing it, so you can see it here. This is actually an ice cream container. It's really good. Like it just can keep the clay humid. And you can see the nozzle right now. Okay, here. While I'm talking, it's disengaged, so I can just pull it down. If not, actually to use the Z-axis, move it up and down as well. Okay. I think it's extruding, so it just need to compress the clay until it start extrude the clay. Later, if you listen to some kind of like if you listen to some weird sound from the stepper motor, which means clay might be too stiff or the stepper motor is not strong enough. If so, the clay won't be properly extruded. So start with some soft clay, and then as you're comfortable with that, and then change the softness of clay. I recommend you to try and play with the clay you have, and wait a second, and clay you have, and do other stuff. Wait a second, actually, I made a mistake because I'm extruding clay here right now, here, but actually it turns the other direction. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the top and flip the cable so it will actually extrude. Let me do it quick. So yeah, because of this, you just need to make it easy to access to the circuit. I flipped it. Let me put it back. Then let me try again. I'm gonna extrude the clay. Let's do it. Also, let me adjust a little bit more. Okay. I'm just put my hand on the stepper motor so I can feel it. Okay, now it feels like it's right. It's compressing the clay. Let me try to. Okay, here is the clay, and I'm gonna just extrude some more. I can feel it. It's vibrating. So far, I don't listen to any tickling sound, which means it's kind of the stepper motor has hard time to extruding clay. Okay, I hit extrude 50 millimeter 3 times. Okay, now I can listen to some tickling sound, which means extruder has a little hard time. Okay, what I'm gonna do is let me put it here and okay, can you see? You can extrude clay here. You can see it, but it cannot go through the nodule. So what I'm gonna do is let me clean the nodule, make sure nothing's stuck inside. If you have a small chunk of wet clay, this could happen. Flush it with some water. And actually, when I cut the nodule, it blocked the end a little bit. So let me try it again. And just in case, also I'm gonna cut it a little bit wider. Oh no, actually I can see that. I'm gonna clean the nodule. And let me, yeah, if you don't, yeah, use a sharp knife. So it's gonna be nicely cut it, and it's not gonna block the nodule. Clean it. I think this will be fine. So let me try it again. Put it back and extrude. All right, can you see it now? It's here. I'm gonna just do a couple more and I can put it this one. So if clay is on the here, I can clean it nicely. Let me I just hit 2 times more. No. It's not as soft as I thought, or it's not really extrude clay nicely. So let me try it. Listen to that tickling sound there, and I don't So for now, I think it's the nodule. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just cut it even more. It's not because I cleaned it. It's not because of the dried clay stuck inside or something. So, yep, it's not always as goes really well. So you should always ready to troubleshoot. All right, let me try it again. If this one didn't work, I will try the other thing. You can still listen to some sound. So what I'm gonna do is the next step. So just how to use the this one is not conductive ceramic driver. With it, let me pull out. Hopefully you can see it. So this is the potentiometer. This one is actually facing it this way, like parallel, like this direction. And I can turn it a little bit. I used to turn it like 30 degree, but I just need a little more currency to the stepper motor. So I'm gonna turn it like approximately 45 degree right now. Okay, and I'm gonna try to extrude the clay. Still have some tickly sounds, so I'm gonna just do 5 degree more. Actually, don't do too much because if you do that, it will put too much currency to the stepper motor. So, okay. And like you just need to flush out some more clay. If you do that, it often that could resolve the issue. Let me move it down. It is better. And still it doesn't. So I don't know what is exactly the issue, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just flush it some more clay and even I'm gonna take it out and some more. Or maybe it's because while I was traveling, the clay got a little stiff. And let me try to clean up the nozzle. Okay, too. Clean the nozzle. Clay is very sensitive material, so like depends. Things could be Let me try it this way. So I have uh, the nodule here. Then I have this as bamboo skewer. So I'm gonna just try to clean the nodule with this one. Put it back and try it just one more time. It's going well. It's coming through. I think clay is still a little stiff. So that's why it's not really washing it well. What I'm gonna do next is actually I'm gonna go for it. Oh, feels like this one's better now. Yep, now it's better. Okay, so let me just go for it and see what happens. Actually, I just forgot the zeroing it. Because it is retraction setting. What I need is I would need to add some water to the clay and then like soften it for the next batch. So I'm gonna just put some water in it and let it clay and other things. I'm gonna just add it some water. This is not going well. It's not properly extrude the clay. I think nope. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop the video and I'm gonna just wet the clay a little bit and I'll try it again.